Gary Wright, along with little help from Ronnie Montrose on studio guitar. That's the title track from the 1976 LP, Dreamweaver. Hi, I'm Air Force Sergeant Rik De Lisle, and from the Berlin studios of AFN Europe, it's time to do it again. Program's called Old Gold Retold. Until 11 o'clock tonight, we got solid gold for you.
Let 'em feel my heart away.
couple of Saturday night songs in a row. We heard from a Scottish group that took their name from a city in Michigan, Bay City, the Rollers, and Saturday Night, and John Fogerty of CCR fame, and Almost Saturday Night. I think we're going to lay down a couple in a row here by Linda Ronstadt, and then we'll play one by her old backup band, in a manner of speaking. But first, here's a Smokey Robinson song from Linda.
People say I'm the life of the party, 'cause I celebrate those two. Hello, my beloved, light and hearty. Deep inside I'm blue. So take a good look at my face. You know my smile inside a place. If you look close, it's easy to trace the tracks of my feet. Oh, I need you. Since you left me, it's just me with another guy. It's been like I'm having fun. I'll always find these beauties to substitute, because you're the permanent one. So take a good look at my face. You know my smile is out of place. If you look close, it's easy to trace the tracks of my feet. Oh,
My Tears. That's from an LP entitled Prisoner in Disguise. She was originally with a group that was put together in Tucson called the Stone Ponies in about 1972-73 when she got real popular again. A label called Pickwick re-released all that early stuff. Here's another track from Prisoner in Disguise, my favorite.
Oh,
from the LP Prisoner in Disguise, Linda Ronstadt, and I Will Always Love You. She put out an LP in 1972 called Linda Ronstadt, and it was recorded, tracks of it were recorded live at the Palomino Club in Los Angeles. Her backup band at that time consisted of Randy Meisner, Glenn Fry, and Don Henley, and a guy named John Martin, who later went on to record under the name of Moon Martin. But the other three put their own band together. Out of 76, here's the Eagles and Lion Eyes. That song. Those are the Eagles. I was mentioning this the other night. I had read an article in the British press that the Eagles were indeed going to do another LP. I was really surprised to hear that. There'd been so much turmoil lately in the group. So maybe later this year, early next year, prime time for album releases, we might be hearing something new from the Eagles. I'm Rik De Lisle with Solid Gold on AFN. It's called Old Gold Retold. We do it weeknights for you. Coming up just after the news tonight, Wolfman Jack, and news again at midnight, and our buddy Bill Kenny swings your way with Nightside at its new time slot. Right now, we're going to roll a track by a guy who's on tour in Central Europe. Here's Elton John and Island Girl. Elton John, an Island Girl. He's touring Central Europe right now. An interesting thing is that Nigel Olsson is back. He was some years ago working as the drummer for Elton John, and then split off for a solo career. Had a hit a couple of years ago called A Little Bit of Soap, and now he's back for this tour with Elton John. Check with your local USO Rec Center or ITT Tours office for information about that. The show is over, folks. You've been listening to Old Gold Retold, and I'm Air Force Sergeant Rik De Lisle, reminding you that rock and roll is just a state of mind.
the American Forces Network, Europe.
This year marks the centennial of relationship between the U.S. and Korea.
If you live in the Bitburg area and like to tinker with cars, you'll be glad to know that the Auto Hobby Shop at Bitburg will now be open on Sundays from 1 to 6 p.m., Mondays from 4 to 9 p.m., Tuesdays through Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Fridays from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. For more information about the new hours, call the Hobby Shop at Bitburg Military 7518. This is AFN in Kaiserslautern.
It's 11 o'clock in Central Europe. The news is next on AFN.
Good evening from the AP and UPI, national and international developments. The nation's unemployment rolls grow longer. The Labor Department reported today that America's jobless rate soared in April to its highest level since World War II, hitting 9.4%. That amounts to about 10.3 million people out of work. The 0.4 of a point increase affected nearly all job categories, especially hard hit the recession-bit manufacturing industry, which saw blue-collar unemployment rise to a record of more than 13.5%. Record high unemployment levels also were recorded among adult men, teenagers, and blacks.
President Reagan's spokesman admits the new unemployment figures are disappointing. But Larry Speaks contends the bad news proves it's time to move ahead with Mr. Reagan's economic program. The deputy press secretary was careful to balance his statement in order not to seem indifferent to the problems faced by millions of Americans. Speaks says the president is sensitive to the plight of the unemployed. He indicates the administration's economic experts still expect to see signs of a recovery from the recession early this spring. Speaks reminds reporters the jobless rate tends to be a lagging indicator. In other words, unemployment is one of the last things to bounce back. But the